as much as we can have good news in the progressive.
Have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today? They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred.
Not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
Good morning, everybody. That was a very poorly done intro to Awake because I'm pretty done with Awake. I got to be honest. Talking to Laura and Marcus earlier, and I'm just... This show serves no purpose at this point because so many things have changed. And so we're going to redo it so that we still have something to talk about on Saturdays, but not like this. It's just too much effort for me to put into. And we need something that's a little more valuable to the revolution, considering the war that we have right now going on. The Republicans and Democrats, let's not fool ourselves to think that the Democrats were really, being useful here. Nancy Pelosi, at the same time she's condemning the GOP for bowing to their donor base, bowed to her donor base when it came to the health care bill. So Nancy's a fucking hypocrite. But, hey, right. Anyway, we've got some serious shit that we have to deal with. Good morning, everybody. And, I think we're at level 3 now. We went through level 2 really fast. Level 3's here. I'm going to say good morning to Marcus and Laura. Oh, shit, I didn't crop out the green bar. Sorry, Laura. Oh,
That's
there's
okay.
that starting.
Green suits me.
There's your green bar. There's Marcus and Laura. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning, America. Maybe in this this call for the last time, we will see. And but as John said, we will not go. We will come back with a slightly different format. We already have ideas. We talked about this in the green room before we started today, and yeah, we go on.
Exactly. It's going to be we got a couple things, couple new things happening. So, and good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that. I wish the Tim Canova interview would get more than 200 views. Right? That's one of the things that we got going on here is that we have an awesome family, right? And I could keep making videos till I die for 300 people. And that would be okay, right? But because we have like 300 million people that we have to reach, I'm more interested in reaching more than 300. So we need to up our game. And we need to do things that are going to bring more people. And I need your guys' help to bring in more people. So we're going to be focusing on the Western Wall, which is basically California, Washington, Nevada, Oregon. And then we're just going to push that. It's actually not going to be a wall. It's going to be the start of a force that's going to move east. All right?
It's a wave.
That's right. It's a wave. And
Progressive Pacifica.
Pacifica. Yes. Stop running. Stop running. I don't want you to run. Sorry, it's the Awake intro. I have everything still adjusted for the town hall. That's the problem. It's all town halled. Because that was good. Good to see you pissed off, says John Zakimo. Thank you. Thank you. You should have heard me earlier. Marcus was listening to me describe violent fantasies.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Here's... When I
don't go into details.
Well, no.
Don't go into details, John.
I won't go into details. Hang on. Just let me talk. Shut up. I'm still in a piss mood. Let me talk. Shut up. Okay? It's the last day I get to
Okay.
just vent my shit. Because in order for us to help candidates, in order for us to help the movement the best, hearing me come on camera and vent shit and cuss isn't productive. There are professionals that do that, like Lee Camp and Jimmy Dore, right? And if you want to go get your professional vulgar comedy that helps you with the rage, helps me too, we're going to go there. Tim Black, whoever else you want to go to. I don't do that. Because my rage isn't some kind of planned comedic effort. I'm just pissed, right? And that doesn't come across as entertaining. That comes across frightening, and I don't want to do that. So what I like doing is producing stuff that has an impact, right? We the People, I believe, has an impact. It has an impact for the candidates, if nothing else, right? The rallies that we broadcast that we're told exist. Not even going to go into that, you know.
Before they happen.
Hey, moveon.org, just to say, you're a big goddamn organization. You could have at least tweeted once, we'll be live streaming the event today. Once. You know? It's this coordination with these bigger organizations that just isn't happening. And I want to focus on that. You know, we need an organization that is bringing in the information and letting everybody know, hey, this is happening over here, and that's happening over here, and MoveOn's doing this, although they don't want to tell anybody, and blah, blah. You know, we know that Bernie Sanders is on tour doing rallies. I have no idea who is streaming these rallies, and they don't seem to be interested in promoting the fact that they're doing that. And that's all counterintuitive to what we need to accomplish here, folks. Stop being silos. You know, that's where I'm at, the message. But my anger and rage, as I was telling Marcus earlier, is just I have to, instead of tweeting it out, instead of putting it into a rant, I just have to, or putting it into violent fantasies, which I was having about crushing Mitch McConnell's skull with my boot. But, oh man, that would be so great. As I told him, I can easily get the weaponry. I will never get close enough to Mitch. You know? And I've been thinking about this. In terms of what we have to accomplish, it's going to be so much more difficult to accomplish it with an armed revolt than it is with democracy. That's what we have to learn. So I have to focus all of my anger and rage. I know I want to crush Mitch McConnell's head with my boot. And I know a lot of people probably want to do the same. But that's really not the way we do things in America at this point, unless you're our government working in another country. But in this, or a cop. But in this country, we deal with it differently. We try to use democracy, and that's what we're trying to do. So we're going to work on promoting those things and events that are happening on the West Coast. There's a lot of stuff going on that I'm going to show you right now that's important that we're going to talk about, okay? So we have a lot of events, right? We have We the People happening, or not We the People. We have Progressive Oregon with Larry Taylor. Let me show you guys this screen here. We're up in our game, all right? We're trying to here. There's a point to all of this. So we've got this going on tomorrow. Larry's going to be talking about saving healthcare, but he's also interviewing at least one candidate that I'm aware of, right? So Larry's trying to take care of interviewing local candidates in Oregon as well. This is the new show. This is 20 minutes with. It's like 60 minutes, only 1/3. Yes, I know. It's not the most original frickin' idea, right? I could have opened the show with a ticking clock. All right, 20 minutes. It's quick. No, but this is my way of trying to interview as many Oregon candidates as possible. This is just going to go live like the Bernie Sanders show, whenever the hell they both have time. So well, I'm hoping that tomorrow Maria and I will finish a tech check around 3:45 and go live. So if all goes well, you'll see this show go on tomorrow. It's really a short interview segment. It's just going to be who are you, what you doing, why you're running, and I'm going to give Maria an opportunity to go through her entire speech that she gave at the Town Hall Center, because it was really a moving speech and our PA issues really made it frustrating for her. We have We the People meet Brian Witt, candidate for California's 27th district. That's a congressional district. Finally got this shit worked out. We interview people that are in congressional districts. We don't interview people that are in cities and counties and running for municipal things. In other words, this would be confusing. It is confusing if we don't say congressional district, actually, and we're going to have to change that. But what I've learned is that we don't want to say House or Senate, because that's even more confusing, and they don't do that on TV. So we're going to follow the way the TV titles do. Although Brian is running for either a House or Senate district seat in California. I don't know which. All right.
No, it's his Senate. There's only 2 senators in California, but there's
No, but that's not how it works. There's multiple Senate districts. It doesn't matter that there are 2 senators. There are multiple Senate districts. That's what's so confusing about this. Okay? There are Senate reps and there are House reps. And that's why I'm so freaking confused. I thought that there's only 2 senators in the state. No, there's not 2 Senate districts. There's a whole bunch of Senate districts. So that's why this is very confusing. And I'm going to bring up something else that has nothing to do with any of this stuff. I just want to ask if anybody in the audience has heard about this. There's apparently a lawsuit going on right now, Laverne via the U.S. government or I don't know. Anyway, somewhere in this, and I was just alerted to this by people in the progressive movement in Washington, somewhere in this lawsuit, it says that there are 1,500 missing Congress people. Now, I don't think that this has a chance of going through or anything like that, but that's an interesting thing that's going on, that we misread the understanding of some part of the Constitution when creating all these Congress people, and we're short 1,500 folks that should be operating at the federal level, I guess. So, anybody heard of that? Just curious. We also have Doug Applegate. Finally, we get the Colonel on the show, right? All right. So the Colonel picked... what did he pick? The 6th?
The 6th.
Yes. Okay, the 6th. So we got that. So that's coming up this Monday and Wednesday. So 2 things going on Sunday, if Tech Chuck goes well. And then the Monday, Wednesday, We the Peoples. And
Progressive California is coming soon as well.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I forgot about that. Progressive California. Yeah. So we're doing a test run of their program on the 3rd. Tomorrow night, and then and then we're going to set a date for their show to go. And Adriel's got some nice stuff in the works for that, so I'm excited about that. That's good. What else? I'm sorry, I forgot the most important news. Everybody, I forgot the stuff that actually made me happy today. Hang on.
Yay!
So there's a link in our Eco Sutra. How does Uphill Media find these candidates? That's a lot of hard work from Laura Livengood reaching out and connecting, and sometimes we get lucky and somebody says, hey, you should interview such and such. All right.
It's a combination of referral, the ones that are currently being endorsed by brand new Congress or Justice Democrats or Our Revolution. Right. People that we hear about and see them, that they're out there making a difference. It's, and people that are actively working against people that we know we want to replace. So, and as much as possible with a progressive flavor, but we are casting a wide net. Independents, Greens, Democrats, even Republicans. It doesn't really matter if they've got a progressive outlook and platform, and are willing to serve the 99 and not the 1. We want to talk to them.
There you go.
So I've got quite the huge list, and I've got 86 slots to fill for 2018. So
wow. 86 slots. That's huge. And that's just for We the Peeps. That doesn't count the 20. That doesn't count.
That's just the 2 a week, Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, that's the hour thing. Thank you, Laura. If you guys, there's a link to this newsletter, but if you guys are members of Our Revolution, then you should get this newsletter. This is a special one. And if you get it and keep reading and reading and reading and reading and reading and reading, and eventually you'll get down to this little spot down here, where it says, learn how to broadcast and record meetings and events using Uphill Media to support local candidates, organize and grow your group. Get started at uphillmedia.org.
Yay.
That's us.
Yay.
That's us. We're legit, which is another reason why I don't want to do too much more lunatic stuff, because we're being,
we're being watched.
Right. And if Nina's watching everything I said about Mitch McConnell, we were talking about inside my head. That's all. It's nothing. Yeah. That's all. Right?
Well, did you talk about your call with Nina?
I don't even know. I don't even remember when that happened, so I don't know if I talked about.
No, it was your other good news. What day was that? Was that Monday? It was Monday when I was driving back.
It was Monday during our briefing, John.
Yeah, and that's the reason we're back here today, because you're back in the saddle because you had the Nina effect. So tell them what happened.
Right. That is. Thank you. I totally forgot about that. So much has happened, and not just there, but like at home with me as well, and stuff going on here. But, so we did the town hall on Sunday, which I totally forgot to even mention. We did the town hall. It went really, really well. We had some issues at the beginning with the PA, but we figured out what that was. And what you guys don't know is that we had started the show. I started the 1 hour broadcast, and we did not have things working on Laura Livengood's end correctly. We did not have a PA functioning. We did not have a PA functioning until about 30 seconds before Larry Taylor needed to get up on stage and start talking. I'm not joking.
Yeah. It was click, click. It worked. Cheers.
It was. Go ahead, Margaret.
It was absolutely terrible to see. You know, John was sitting there. We could see that Ash is working, and we could not do anything. We were absolutely helpless. It was like watching the Titanic sinking slowly. You know. And then really suddenly we knew we had to start in time, you know, and then suddenly bam, the audio was there, you know, and we were so relieved about this.
And it actually didn't start on time. We started at 2:06, which is even funnier because a couple other things. Joanne Hardesty misscheduled, so she actually had to leave, and so she tells Larry this like 30 minutes before we go, and he's like, "Don't worry, we start on time." Which we didn't.
Well, we would have.
So she had to rush through her thing, and she did, and it was okay because she was really loud. And then Maria Garcia got up, and she was quieter, and Ashley was trying to adjust the speakers, and we got so much feedback going on from Maria Garcia, and she shot Ash and I just at there. She's like, and I was like, oh, I gotta get her on here to. So Maria, I'm so sorry, and we won't have any of those issues when we do this thing.
But Gail and Nina both came through like total champs, and it totally worked. And they were up there on the screen, bigger in life, and everybody was just enthralled with their speeches, and we were so proud.
Yeah, it went well. Other than those things, and the fact that we, you know, thank you, Ashley, for remaining calm, and he went and grabbed the old. He just went and grabbed the old amp. They bought a new amp. No one knew how to use it, and it's a long story there. Anyway, went and grabbed the old amp, and I think we only ran out of one speaker in the building, which is okay because they got like it's good acoustics, which was part of the problem. It's a church. It was designed to not have microphones, not need them. Anyway. It worked out well. It was so the event itself was a success. We've had about 1,000+ views on it so far. If you could grab it and share it, that would be great. I haven't had time to cut out any of the segments, right? And I don't know if anybody's going to.
Darcy did Gail.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And the Gail one is great. So so that happened. Then the next day, right? I'm talking with Marcus. We're going over We the People stuff. We do that at 9. And I get a call from Nina Turner. And I freak out, do a dance, and look at Marcus, and then answer the phone. And I go from 47 to like 7, right? Like, what can I do for you, Miss Turner? You know, and which is, she's younger than me, you know. So it's like, anyway.
No, she isn't. She's my age.
Is she? I thought she was younger than me.
She's my age.
Anyway, all right. Well, whatever.
She's younger than me.
There you go. Oh man, this is really peaking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like blasting through the audio levels here. Not sure what's going on with that. I finally got my old mixer back, and now I don't remember how to use it. Okay, so she called me. Nina called me and said some things that were just really cool. First, she said, "Thank you. It was really awesome what you did." She never, from what I could understand, she hasn't had the opportunity to hear an audience respond. when she's doing a remote live stream. Normally they just put her in front of a camera, which is the way most live streams, old school live streams work. You don't get to hear anything back. They're just like, okay, and you're on in 3, 2, 1, go. And then she talks, right? But this is different because this is our system. And so she was able to hear the audience cheer. And she said for her, that was an awesome experience. That was new. She wants to do more of these things, all right? They want to do more with us, our revolution in particular, and working with and support us. But the big message that I got from her, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting, all right. But the big message I got from her was this: she said, "You guys are a good company. You do good things," and that was what I needed to hear that from somebody, right? Working this for 2 years plus now, and every volunteer that's been in this group that's helped us get to where we are, that's gone through the shitty times and the and put up with my shit as I grew up through this. That to me was I needed to hear that. I needed to hear somebody say, you guys are doing good, right? And hearing that from Nina Turner after that event was I was like the fuel I needed. Right. And then I was able to help her with some technical, she's got a snowball microphone, and we were talking about that. And it was just really nice to have a conversation about that and know that she's actually interested in doing more live streams. She's interested in this technology and making sure that it's utilized. She promised me she's coming up to Portland this year, and I promised her that I would drive up and meet her. So, that for me personally, that was like a recharge. I was pretty depleted of my passion and energy for this revolution until I got that phone call from Nina Turner. And we are all cheerleaders here, everybody. There are people here that are looking to you, all of you, for encouragement in this revolution, and you look to others for encouragement in this revolution, right? And I just got a big refuel from somebody that I look to for encouragement, right? And normally that encouragement just comes from seeing her talk, right? When it's a personal call, that's huge.
Especially after you were feeling neglected by the organization and realizing that was probably not personal, but just a logistical thing.
Well, yeah. Yes, actually, yes. That it was nice to, yes. I had always had this thing, and it's still doing it.
Just hearkening back to last Saturday's show, which I didn't see but only heard about.
It was validation. It was a good thing. So that's for all of you. You guys are in the same. That's you. Mm-hmm. You made this happen. I was thinking about that. So without volunteers, the two things that drive this revolution are people and money. And that means people. Because people have the money. Yes. It's the same people that are volunteering or donating the money. It's not, it's not like we're grabbing it from the billionaire donor class, right? So
yeah.
Anyway, it was cool. I can't even. I mean, there's lots of different things happening because of that. It's 300 of us here. I don't know when this is going to happen. I will put this way. There are some things that are going to be mentioned. This is not our revolution. This is some other people we talked to, some big things that are moving in politics that are going to happen that we can't mention, but they'll be mentioned soon. And then we're going to have those people back on to talk about that stuff. So that's kind of cool. This is all good stuff for the progressive movement. Senator Turner said to me that she was building a directory of businesses that work for the progressive movement. All right, because we need to unify. Those are paraphrased words. We need to unify. We need to know what businesses to support, and we need to know where to go for support when we're looking for it as an organization. Right, our business is being added to that list. We just made a one-pager to explain those services. So I don't know when that's going to come out, but just know that it's going to be there. And what you guys need to do is help us share that information. Whether you like our revolution as a group or not, if you're involved in the progressive movement, I suggest you become a member. It doesn't cost anything. But then you will get the newsletters and updates. And Hopefully, it will have more and more information about live streams, about broadcasts, about how we're working together, what businesses we can trust, right? And that's really what we need to do. I wanted to get to that point today about the whole tax bill. If you want to really affect change, besides running for office and helping to elect progressives that are going to remove every single politician we want to remove in 2018 and 2020, spend your money where it matters. Don't go to Walmart. Don't go to Target this Christmas. Go to Our Revolution and buy a coffee mug and a shirt and send those as gifts to your family and say, if I'm going to send Christmas gifts, I'm going to support the corporations that need to be supported, right? Donate $27 to 10 or whatever you want and send a note. I donated some money in your name for this candidate, right? I want the Our Revolution coffee mug, which is also in the list. Right? So anybody listening out there wants to, I'd hold it up, my Our Revolution coffee mug. Just saying,
Yeah.
If you guys want to get
and we will have our own merch that I am now nice to have the Our Revolution model for pricing and items, and we will do similar ones for Uphill Media and with special pricing for anything that we have that has printing.
Oh, actually, you just made me think of when Nina comes out, we need to have a shirt ready.
Oh, yeah.
So we can get these things.
Oh, yeah. An Uphill Nina shirt. Yeah.
I just want it with the logo that says Uphill all the way and put that on Nina.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, chemo. Don't bank at Wells Fargo. That's something I have to fix. Although right now,
I know, me too.
So I'm waiting on. Let's just have a little honesty here, right? Because the way this runs here and what happens here, the internet and all that stuff, that's separated from Lori and the house and all of that stuff, right? So I function because you guys donate to Patreon right now, and we haven't really tied that up with UHM and how I'm going to take care of that stuff through Patreon yet. That needs to be cleaned up. But I just got a notice yesterday from my Wells Fargo account, because I've never been able to move my funds from Wells Fargo to anything else, right? That I have I'm negative, actually. I'm going to tell you why. So I didn't get, I got to tell you the story. I didn't get the newsletter. I find out through John Keim on YouTube that the newsletter's out. I'm like, well, where's my copy? I don't have a newsletter. So I go to Our Revolution, and then I see that Our Revolution sent me a notice that says, "Hey, John, are you a card-carrying member? If not, just donate any amount today and become one." I was like, oh, all right. So I go there. I'm like, I never really registered with Our Revolution. I was so busy with Bernie and doing this other shit that I never signed up. And I gave in the primaries. What was it? What is the max of? I think the personal investment was like, I don't know. I gave at least $1,500 during the primaries, because they kept sending me my balance, and I was like, really? I've spent that much? Because I would just like send in $5, $10. Like anytime I felt motivated, I would just be clicking that button, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But none of that was like a registration for the Our Revolution membership, apparently. Well, so yesterday, I'm like so excited that we're in the newsletter, right? And then I realized that I'm not a member, and I haven't donated directly, and I feel like an asshole. So I go to look at my bank account, and I had $35. I'm like, fuck it. So I donated $27, thinking $5. Nah, something else came out. It was my Google $10 payment for the Hangouts fees that we do every month.
You're overdrawn for the revolution. Yes.
But that's all right, because the Patreon check should hit in a couple of days, And that's all I need. It can sit there negative. Like, sorry, Wells, you don't get to use any of my cash. I'm using your cash right now, although you're going to charge me for it. Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I just, I totally understand that we don't have the funds to do what the GOP can do. We don't have the funds to do what the DNC proper can do. But we have to pool our funds together so that we can. Right? I mean, that's just it. And that's all it is. Thank you guys for everything that you've donated over the last 2.5 years to this group. It's quite a lot. I mean, the original fund was a $9,000 buy for LiveView. You guys funded that. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, I just wanted to relate that story, and please share this newsletter and help us get the word out that we'll be doing more stuff. And oh, look, there's the coffee mug. Yeah. Look at that. It's only $13.
Ours will be really, with our uphill media logo, it looks really cool.
That'd be great to have both, you know.
Yeah.
I want that mug, and I checked our revolution, and what's confusing me is that Germany is still a blank spot in the our revolution world.
You guys, there is no
urgently
Germany.
Must be changed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could start an organization, Marcus. You should start the Our Revolution Germany. You should.
Yeah. It cannot be a blank spot any longer. I guess.
No. There's too much other stuff.
Marcus, are you wearing one of the uphill promo shirts today?
No, today I have my.
Oh, you got your Devo. Okay. Marcus, every time we come up with one, he will go and make a prototype, and they look so great. So.
Yes, and we hope that the time will come that we will offer you our merchandise also.
Yeah.
Working on it soon, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and hopefully
there's so much going on, I know, and yeah.
I'm hoping maybe for around Christmas time.
Yay!
This would be great.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hi, cynical girl. We're cute. I'm glad. Thank you. I never thought of myself that way. We as a whole are cute. That makes more sense. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So the only piece of I got excited about this briefly. I apologize. I really do. I did get excited about this. I thought for a moment that this was going to mean anything. I'm wrong. Just know that you're going to see some people thrown under the bus, which is cool, maybe, but that's about it. I don't think it's going to lead to a Trump anything. My bad. The best we could possibly hope is it leads to a Pence firing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I
think that he's pled guilty to one violation, and now he is free to share whatever else he knows. I have a feeling that this is not over yet, and it may not all be against Trump. It'll be very interesting to see what else comes out of this. It's just starting with that.
It is. I agree. It's just starting. It could be neat. It's not going to change our government, though. Doesn't change what we have to do. That's the things. Like, it's not going to fix anything, right? Although I love the Hillary people have been out recently, once again proclaiming that had we just elected her, they're just not going to stop. I don't know. I forgot about the Joanne Reed fight. That was another thing that made my holy shit.
That was beautiful. I saw that go down in real time, and it was satisfying.
It was. I have slides.
Okay.
But I like this picture of Bernie, like if he wore Armani, this would be a commercial for them, right? Look at his face. I love that face. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
This is huge. All right. So he's gonna run. I hope so. I just hope so. That would be so nice. They can't use the age thing. Biden's up there too, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully Joe will change his mind about running. Here, let's look at slides if I can find them. I had a couple. I have the whole Joy Reid. This is awesome because after I got into a battle with her and she blocked me, and it got a shit ton of impressions, which I wasn't expecting, right? Then she did a slam on Jane Sanders, and she got her ass handed to her by Jane Sanders, and then by the entire progressive community. Yeah, well, she slammed Bernie through Jane. Yeah. But this it's actually at 30,000 impressions now.
Yeah.
So the way this started, though, was Joy Reid was posted talking about, she's trying to show how she's the resistance. So she said, Donald Trump, you have a film over your entire organization with lies and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you realize that all of MSM is part of that film. You worked hard for Trump ratings, and then you were good propagandists, and you still have jobs, right? Mm-hmm. Your collaborators will do that for a while. This is what she called me. I love this. I like the worst insult I've had so far was pinko commie faggot. That was last year. This is better. Clearly, you have never seen my show or read anything I've written or noticed how hard I fought this rot. Actually, that's not true, Joy. Now, kindly see yourself out of my mentions and unfollow me, you cretinous, useless cult member, fake baby revolutionary. I don't even know what that is. I mean, if you're going to insult me, do it good. That's not even a good one. That's like, I picked a bunch of words and put them together.
Fake baby revolutionary. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
How old is Joy Reid?
She's awful. She's awful. She seems so nice on her show, and in Twitter, she is vile and has been vile for years.
Yes, she's a bitch.
She and Joan Walsh, the two of them have just been, and I haven't seen Joan much lately, but Joy is... Anyway, but go ahead with what the thing was. So
here's like Jane. You said, here's her being a troll. This was totally a troll move. There are literally no credible national authority figures right now. One could argue that Barack Obama... Really? One could argue Barack Obama? No. He's out there raising money for the establishment. Certainly the president isn't one. Somebody says, Senator Sanders. I get that he has a hardcore following, but his own attitudes towards women, from his weird early writings, now this is interesting, weird early writings, to his physical dismissal of women in his presence, have no idea what that means, including his own wife. So she's making these statements without providing any evidence. She's never met either of them. And make that an incredibly dubious prospect. She likes those words, dubious prospect. She used the word dubious with my crooked Hillary statement. I was a dubious prospect.
You know the two things she's referring to, right? That essay about people fantasizing about rape that he wrote in 1972.
Yes.
And when he shushed Jane, apparently appeared to shush Jane off the stage at one time during a rally. Those are those two things that she is using to make this statement about Bernie Sanders.
Yes. And the essay itself was an essay in an attempt to talk about, what was it? It was obviously an essay on things that he was just, I mean, he said it himself, it was stupid, right?
Yeah.
One
how
writing.
far back she had to go. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway. So Jane Sanders just came back and said, I didn't answer your biased reporting about Bernie during the last 2 years, Joyanne Reid, but don't ever use me to demean my husband. I'm very happy and very proud to be Bernie's wife. Your perception couldn't be more wrong. Have you ever talked with him? You've never spoken with me.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes. Joy blocked me because I confronted her with some fucking facts. I'm surprised she hasn't blocked Jane already. Joy doesn't like defending anything that comes out of her mouth. She just likes to spew shit and then wait to see what happens. But remember, Joy is an MSM propaganda bobblehead. This is what gets ratings. We don't know what Joy really thinks.
Did you see her ultimate response, though? It was she doubled down on the rudeness.
No, I didn't. I didn't see it.
I'll find it.
No, I can't respond to Joy, but I do put things with the AM Joy hashtag just for fun.
Yeah.
And I'm still following the AM Joy show. They haven't blocked me, so I'll give them shit there. But the truth is that's the kind of wasted energy. Fighting with Joy Reid doesn't matter. Joy Reid's going to be in prison or gone soon, right? Yes. When we take over our government, we're going to eradicate mainstream media. We're going to put all of those lying traitors in prison because they stood in front of us on TV and lied to the American public for decades about climate change, about wars around the world, about the status of our democracy, about the status of our fucking nation. All of them need to be held accountable, and they all know that. The only thing they have left is to stick with the sinking ship and the rats. That's all they got left. The American public doesn't trust them. But this is what makes it difficult. When you see somebody like, yes, Joy Reid, from the perspective of working for the American people, does good things when she attacks Trump. But she does bad things when she attacks Bernie Sanders. How do we rank Joy Reid? She's just a propaganda bobblehead for ratings. She doesn't give a fuck about Trump or about Bernie Sanders or about us, because Joy Reid she makes six figures. So the tax bill doesn't affect her. Joy Reid is enjoying her intersectionality right now. Tax bill won't affect her. Healthcare bill won't affect her. None of this shit affects her. None of it. Maybe climate.
In a positive way.
Right. Yeah, it all affects her in a positive way. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So as long as she keeps her show relevant.
It affects her employers in a positive way. None of these people really report on what their own writing are. They're reading, when they're on their shows, they're reading off teleprompters what has been approved for them to say in a very specific way. And if they veer off of that, they get canned and no longer have their bigness. I call them television actors, high-paid television actors reading us the news, and we don't trust them.
No, we don't. It's entertainment news. Yeah. Anyway, that was the Joy Reid battle. That was fun.
In my opinion, totally crap, because if you look at Bernie, he was even polite to a person like Hillary Rodham Clinton, and the only situation in which I saw him really angry and really pissed was when he refused the handshake with Debbie Wasserman Schultz in the primaries.
I don't even remember that. Huh.
I do.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that. She is willing to prostrate herself for money, Cynical Girl. All right, moving on to happier things. This is happier. Mostly. Who else is getting nominated for Grammys and a senator? Huh?
I like that.
No one else. Bernie. For his the audio book of Bernie's Our Revolution.
Cool.
And it goes against, in the Grammy nomination, for spoken word nomination, goes against Carrie Fisher's book. So that'll be interesting. What is Carrie Fisher's book? The Princess Diarist, and others. So that'll be cool. I had to throw something positive in there.
This would be perfect for meditation, listening to Bernie doing his Our Revolution, and Great. Or yoga. Maybe we should recommend it to Hillary, for yoga purpose, listening to Bernie.
Oh, yes.
Yoga. You don't think that would make her crazy?
Yeah.
All right, this we're getting out of here, guys, because I got other things to do. I'm not going to play this. It's really long. But if you look in the list and click on this is the future right here. This is a race car, all electric, blows the doors off anything that's been put out there on the market, and not remote control drive. They can remote control drive it already. Computer driven. They took this thing, it went 200 plus miles an hour. Computer drove itself on a racetrack. Right. The reason I'm telling you that, and the reason I'm saying it's the future, is because once you get the racing world, the pro world involved, and they're gonna, in a couple years, they're gonna put out an all electric race. They're doing a whole all electric thing going on there. Once you do that, you've changed the paradigm. We get the racing world involved in the electrics, and we get NASCAR involved in the electrics, right? If we can't educate them by putting them in school, let's educate them by sitting them around a racetrack and showing them electric cars, right? So I'm excited about that. It's a really cool concept. And the idea that these guys wouldn't even have to be in the cars. Could you imagine just having them sit there and driving like they're all in an arcade and driving the cars around the track? If it blows up, whatever, you could theoretically be doing things. You could develop tracks and speeds that defy human physics because you won't have to put a human in the car. I don't know. It's just some cool ideas. All with electric. James showed that to me. This is the... I don't know how many of you remember this movie, but I played one of the songs from this movie, James Brown, right? Coming to America, I believe they used that song for this. Didn't they use that song for this movie?
I don't... Do you mean Living in America?
Yeah, Living in America. Didn't they use that song for this movie?
This was a Rocky movie. This was a Rocky movie.
That's right. It was Rocky. Oh, well. All right. Anyway, Coming to America, which makes me think of the song Living in America, they're doing a sequel to this. I don't know why. It's going to be a very short movie.
What? Yes. The story was over, and you're right. It would be a short movie,
If they have to come back to America, that's just nope. Sorry.
No, let's go again.
It's not going to happen. or it'll be like, where do we go? I got to go to. Well, I'm not going to go to America. Fuck that place. They're screwed. Let's go somewhere else. It'll be a very short movie. Maybe they're trying to boost this. I don't know why this exists either.
What? What the?
I just don't know.
Is this real?
Well,
I'm only seeing it small. Is that Chris Christie or just a Chris Christie shape?
No. So it really is Chris Christie. It sure looks like Chris Christie doing these dance moves for some reason.
Yeah.
Or somebody did a great job of sticking a head on the. But
I mean, not that my eyes aren't hurting, but really, oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Chemo.
It is astounding that there are no dick photos around from Chris Christie.
I know. Well, yeah, we don't need that. Anyway, that was it. I really had nothing else to tell you guys other than the good stuff going on. The fact that we really have reached level 3 now. Like level 1 was Bernie primaries. Level 2 we kind of crossed really quickly into realizing we needed to do something more. And level 3 we're here with our government declaring war on us. The tax plan, the lack of health plan, that's going to kill more of us. They're killing us.
Yes.
And
we've gone from rainbows and unicorns to Mordor pretty fast.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice picture.
And Sauron is a moron. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. Sauron is a moron.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes.
So we're looking at the horizon. That's where we're focused. And I tell a lot of people that that's what keeps me sane is these people, these progressive candidates that we're meeting who are, sounds trite, but they're hope for the future. I mean, that's the fact that there are people stepping up, and we had a nice little boost at the elections in November that showed us what that might look like. And that just has us doubling down on this has to happen, and it can happen. It's not going to be as fast as we want. We're going to have to be hanging out in Mordor for a while, but at least people are waking up. I mean, I think a lot of people woke up yesterday that weren't woke up or before. So
I hope so.
And I think, and hopefully people are going to learn that just putting on a pussy hat and hashtagging resist is going to do anything. You got to really step up the game there.
Yes.
There you go. Well said. I couldn't say that and get away with it. You can.
Nope.
So who just told me that this was from Jimmy Fallon? I can't find. Somebody just mentioned this Jimmy Fallon. Oh, Bill O'Reilly.
Okay.
That makes sense because I don't know how you get Chrissy to do something like that anyway. So.
Okay, can we put it away now?
Oh, you want to look at? Are you sure? You want to look at it again? Come on. You don't want to see it closer? Here, let's really zoom in there. Make sure
Chris Christie seems to become the new Scorpions for John.
Yes.
So Marcus told me that I wasn't allowed to pick a Scorpions song for the intro to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any suggested tunes for the intro to 20 minutes? It's going to be a short intro anyway. It's going to be like, we're not even probably going to have any. It's going to be like a little burst of stuff, but it could be the Scorpions.
Winds of Change, right?
Yes. Winds of Change. Why not? Why not?
We'll think of something.
All right. I'm sorry, Brahm. Am I torturing you all? Yeah. Is that worse than waterboarding? We should. Who was it that was it? Tom Cotton. Tom Cotton recently said that waterboarding wasn't torture. Let's have Tom test it himself and find out.
Yeah. On Jimmy Fallon.
Yes, on Jimmy Fallon.
Yes, live on Jimmy Fallon.
Have him do that. He can say I'm with her and get waterboarded and see how it feels. Anyway, thank you all for being here. This is about it. I got other stuff to do. We all do because this has all changed. We've got a meeting to attend that has to do with stuff. We've got more shows to promote. We've got Washington happening, California happening. I'm trying to get Nevada going and North Carolina going. We've got an event coming up in February that's going to be done in partnership with the Washington Progressives. I think this is not confirmed at all, but they're trying to get Nina Turner to speak remotely. So it'd be the same thing we just did for the town hall, just somebody else is worried about what's going on up there.
Yeah. And did you mention the Washington Progressive show?
Yeah.
The potential, Friday nooner one?
Well, no, I didn't mention that it was going to be Friday at noon. I forgot about that. But yeah, they're working on the show.
Shows are kind of going to start popping up all over the place during the week, which will be really nice. And I won't be able to be a part of a lot of those, but I'm excited to see us being able to branch out into the times of day when John's actually available.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is just to doing this more when we have more time, right? So that's and
this is our 1 year. Tomorrow was 1 year of Awake. So we've had a year of awakening, and now we're moving forward. So are you saying, John, we probably won't have this at all, or only as when you want to?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. I think you know me. Like I had to quit. We had to stop the slideshow after a while. It was just time. We had to quit. So I think it's time to be done with Awake and evolve it into something else that's a little more
well, progressive
focused.
week in review or something
Yes,
like that.
I
like
love
we were
that.
talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes,
do clips
yes.
from the shows that we've had during the week.
Yes.
So
Yes.
people can see what we're up to. That's kind of where we're going, I think.
Yes.
Agreed.
It would be a mix between the review of Uphill Media and what's going on in the progressive world.
Yes, yes, yes. Exactly. I think we could provide that because we would be like the overarching hub for what's going on in the rest of the progressive groups. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So
Yeah.
we will do that. And figure out what's going on with this microphone today. Either makes
Somebody
me
needs to get you a mic boom.
Jeez, we talked about Larry's. Like, by the way, you guys have been generous. It looks like people have been donating money and stuff, and there's been a couple people that donated some really large amounts of money, and I want to thank you guys. It doesn't really matter how much you donate, whether you're donating time or resource or cash. Thank you for that. Larry showed us some financials, and it actually looks like we have some money to possibly spend on things. I'm not quite sure because I didn't look at all numbers. But, you know, there are things we need. I'm working with a screen here that only has 2/3 of it showing. That's really annoying. I do need a boom mic stand for this thing because that would make things a lot more consistent and sound better, right? So there are some things we're doing. We're working on some promo materials, working on stuff. But for you guys who have been here the whole time, who have been working with us and donating, the more you share our content and help get other groups involved, the bigger we can grow our audience. And that's really what we're looking for right now, is to grow that audience so we can tap into other people's pools of money. I hate to sound like a money-grubbing capitalist, but until we get rid of capitalism, I need to be that way so that we can grow, right? And one last message to all of the organizations in the West Coast area, all right? So we need to make sure that we're communicating with each other, all right? If you're with a progressive organization in the West Coast or actually anywhere, get in touch with us, info@uphillmedia.org. Let us know what's going on. We need to report on this stuff. The whole reason I wanted to create the shows that are going on in each state is so that they will focus and highlight on the actions and the movement that is happening locally. But if we know what's going on, then we can report on the larger events. Candidates in states like Washington need to know what's going on through the progressive organizations. And I think there's not a lot of communication there, right? So my goal, our goal with this effort here is to kind of unify the communication flow. So everybody knows what the hell's going on with the progressive movement, at least out in the West. Right? We have to be organized. Right? 6,000 lobbyists got together and organized to write a bill that screwed us all. And the Republicans are like, thank you, signed it, hand it back. Right? We have to be that organized. We have to pull people together to be able to accomplish big things in a short amount of time. All right. So you guys can help us do that. You guys can help us do that. Any way you can go with a 21:9 format? I don't like the bars on the sides of my screen.
What?
No. I don't know.
Software brand for the revolution.
I understand.
I like that.
21:9.
I get full screen.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, yeah, we get it. Yeah. Join us, Brom.
Yes.
Come on in.
We could use you.
You
Brom and Slack.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Marcus and Laura, for doing the Grumpy Show this morning.
It was okay. I think our viewers liked it.
Yeah. All right. So, bye, everybody. We're going out of here with Gil Scott Heron's. What, Laura?
Oh, good. I was just going to say, do we have a song? So I should have known.
Yeah, I was really just not in the mood to pick anything. So I was mad at the whole fact that I couldn't find a Bernie live stream until I did. But then I picked this song. So we're going out with Gil Scott Heron. The revolution will not be televised, and it won't. What's going to be televised is a bullshit version of the revolution. So it's up to us to broadcast the revolution on the net as long as we have it, and then probably put up our own net when we lose that. Enjoy your Saturday, everybody. Revolution's hard.
Yes.
Peace.
See you.
Bye-bye.
not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry R. Women Liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.